When Michelle Obama stepped onto the national stage, most people expected conversations about policy, education, and leadership. What few expected was how quickly those conversations would disappear, replaced by something far smaller. Shoes, dresses, sleeves. As her influence grew, the headlines quietly shifted, and suddenly, what she wore mattered more than what she said. Michelle later revealed that as media attention intensified during the campaign and presidency, articles increasingly led with her appearance instead of her credentials. Not her education. Not her professional background. Just what she was wearing that day. And as her popularity climbed, the scrutiny didn't slow down, it multiplied. The more visible she became, the more her image was picked apart. But it didn't stop there. Confidence was no longer confidence. It was labeled as anger. Humor wasn't warmth, it was criticism. Athleticism wasn't discipline, it was described as too much. Her strength, both physical and emotional, was framed as something intimidating. At first, Michelle believed this reaction was purely political. But over time, it became clear that something else was driving the narrative. Because this wasn't just about power. It was about how society responds when women show it. Michelle noticed a familiar pattern, one many women recognize instantly. The moment a woman steps into authority, her personality is dissected. Passion becomes aggression. Strength becomes threat. And visibility invites judgment. The conversation wasn't about her actions anymore. It was about controlling the image of who she was allowed to be. Faced with that reality, Michelle made a strategic choice. She pulled away from letting fashion dominate the conversation. Not because it didn't matter, but because it was being used to distract. For a time, she stepped back, letting her work speak louder than commentary about her appearance. But that wasn't the end of the story. Michelle eventually realized she didn't need to reject the spotlight, she needed to own it. If she couldn't fully control public perception, she could guide it with intention. From that point on, every look carried meaning. Every outfit had a purpose. Fashion became strategy, not spectacle. Just like policy, it was planned, deliberate, and designed to communicate something deeper. She also addressed an uncomfortable truth that often goes unspoken. The invisible labor women carry every single day. Showing up isn't effortless. It takes preparation, emotional energy, and constant awareness. And she made it clear that men rarely carry that same weight. Public life may look equal on the surface, but the burden behind the scenes is not. When it came to critics, Michelle adopted a mindset that protected her peace. Instead of internalizing the negativity, she chose to humanize it. She reminded herself that harsh judgment usually comes from personal pain, insecurity, or unresolved frustration. Their words weren't a reflection of her worth, and she refused to let them shape her identity. Most importantly, she refused to let the noise make her cynical. She wouldn't allow criticism to harden her heart or break her connection to the country she believed in. Going high wasn't about ignoring reality, it was about refusing to be consumed by it. Michelle Obama's story isn't just about fashion or public scrutiny. It's about resilience. About reclaiming control in spaces designed to strip it away. And about choosing dignity when the world tries to reduce you to something small. Because in the end, she wasn't defined by what she wore, but by how she stood.